Good Sunday evening, everyone. Just wanting to jump on here and give you an update on our weather situation for tonight. We are still going to be weather aware throughout the night for the risk for strong to severe thunderstorms. This is our current radar. Now, we were fortunate this afternoon and evening. The forecast held up, and we did not, in fact, have any thunderstorms to speak of that I saw. There was a couple of lightning bolts south of Nashville, and we had some showers on the radar, but that's exactly what the forecast called for, and it's always good when that works out, especially on a day like today when the atmosphere is rather volatile. And we certainly did not want to see an isolated severe storm pop up because that could have been bad. So we're watching all the activity back to the west. The forecast is still on track for that stuff to come in later tonight. This is approaching the Mississippi River at this hour. This is about 7 p.m. Tornado watches are about to be extended probably as far east as Nashville, maybe even a little farther east than that. Don't think the next round of watches will include the Cumberland Plateau, but I think before the night is over, we'll definitely have a tornado watch. So we'll be tracking these storms as they move in. Look at all that lightning. A lot of lightning, several tornado warnings right now. But right now, those storms are in an environment where it's 80 degrees. So we're in the 60s here on the plateau right now. So that's a big difference. So those storms are really liking that environment out there. But to tell you the truth, I've not been all that impressed with the tornado activity thus far. There's been several warnings. One touchdown that I know of that was brief, and the rest of them it seems to be kind of struggling, but that could change at any moment. But just say that's positive. That's a good sign. So if they're out there and it's 80 degrees and they're sort of struggling to produce tornadoes, then that just encourages me to have more confidence in my forecast for a low tornado risk. But we do have an elevated straight line wind threat that we need to be very well aware of. So we'll be tracking these as they come across the state through the night. So level of concern remains level 3. That will stay the same. I will not be raising or lowering that any. So that's been pretty consistent, and we're going to stick with that. Threat map. Okay, so I've changed the threat time frame just a bit from midnight to 6 a.m. to midnight to 7 a.m. It looks like the line may get kind of hung up on us a little bit, so that could prolong our severe thunderstorm threat. Hopefully it won't, but just letting you know that's a possibility. Still looks like the line's going to get here, 4 or 5-ish in the morning, sometime in that time frame. But we could start seeing it. I mean, we'll be seeing it approach the plateau by 2 or so. So we'll just be tracking it. I know it's terrible hours to be watching the weather, but what can you do? Except make a cup of coffee and just roll with it. So I did increase the thunderstorm wind risk. I do think we have a very real concern for wind gusts that could exceed 70 miles an hour. There's a lot of wind energy with this system. There's a lot of wind energy now. And so any storm that can get strong to severe is not going to have much trouble putting down a 70 mile per hour wind gust. I did contemplate raising our tornado threat just a bit, but I'm gonna keep it at the right there in that low concern category. But an isolated spin up is certainly possible. That is for sure. So all the threats remain generally the same. Just I increased the wind threat just a bit there, just to let you know that is something we need to keep a very close eye on. So I will end with this, our extended threat outlook. So look what I've had to add. 7th, 8th, and 9th, frost and freeze. Several of you have asked me, Mark, is it okay to plant? And the answer is always no if you're asking me that before Mother's Day. You can plant things that are not super frost sensitive, but if it's frost sensitive, you better not let that thing see the outside air until Mother's Day, because that's just the way it is here on the plateau. And I'll tell you what, even on Mother's Day, you need to check the forecast. Our latest frost on record is June 3rd. So yeah, no surprises there, but yeah, frost and freeze conditions. What's going to be tough on us is that it's going to be so summer-like the end of this coming week. Very warm, very humid, scattered showers, few thunderstorms, and then of course we have a heavy rain threat by the weekend. We got another severe weather threat coming Wednesday that you'll hear me be talking more about. And guess what? That's going to be an overnight event too. This spring doesn't kill me, nothing will. So that's another overnight event. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. It's looking very similar to what we're seeing play out this evening. So yay. We will look forward to that, won't we? Folks, I'll be tracking it all and I'll be updating. This is probably the last YouTube update I give for the evening, unless something just drastic changes or I just end up having more time to do one. But otherwise, I'll be keeping the website updated, meteorologistmark.com, and you can download the Meteorologist Mark app for free from your app store. And that way you'll get a notification sent straight to your phone whenever I do that. If you hear your weather radio go off or your phone goes off, make sure your phone is not set to do not disturb or you will not get those alerts. Make sure your weather radio is turned on. And then when those things go off, you jump on here and guess who'll be here. So, yeah. Anyway, and on Facebook. So, folks, take care. Have a wonderful evening. Keep it right here. Meteorologist Mark.